So integral to our model will be a detailed training program which will allow us to certify and train our installers and technicians across the country so that we can meet the 10-year warranty that we offer on all of our systems.
So what your system would do for the industry, if it proves out to be what you say it will do, is that it'll not only solve the hard water issues, it's going to revolutionize the whole industry.
One thing that my colleagues and I talk about often is how from store to store there's always a problem of what has too much carbonation and what doesn't. I just find I like it a certain way the same time every time, and it's hard to really get that.
We had a guy walk in while we were doing this test that mentioned that fountain drinks are inconsistent everywhere he goes, and that he goes to the places that have consistent fountain drinks. So this will bring that in line. If you have consistent water, you have consistent beverages.
It's nice to know somebody's, trying to make that a little bit better.
Soft water takes everything out, solves all your hard water problems, but when it comes to taste, it's foul tasting. It doesn't taste good, and it doesn't carbonate.
So when we do an analysis for a company, we actually have them do it. This particular instrument is made by International Carbonics Incorporated, and so we're going to have you do this process to test this carbonation content of each drink, the way the system is, and then after we hook the water up and run our water through it, then we'll go through the process again, and you'll document for yourself what the before and after carbonation is.
Well, we ran this carbonation test with the Arctic Peaks water, and I was impressed because all of the readings on the carbonation test were in the high 3s, where before most of them were in the high 2s and in the low 3s. So I was very impressed with the way it carbonated. I actually drank some of it, and it's very snappy, so I'm impressed the way the Arctic Peaks water carbonates.
In a savings analysis, we separate the water and the syrup, and we take a reading. You can see that we've already primed that tube with syrup, so that when we take a reading, we're actually reading the amount of syrup to water. One of the standard ratios out there is 5:1, but we're just going to measure it up to water first and see where the syrup ends up.
This is kind of a tedious, time-consuming process, but it's certainly interesting how inconsistent each drink can be, and some of them are more consistent than others. Some of them are way off, and some of them are right on. But nothing is 3 times consistent so far. And that's at 17, so 12 over on the third one. I found so far that the lemonades and the sobies and the fruit punches are much more drastically off, but nothing's consistent on any of it. The brisk was way off too.
We fix the water, purify it, we fix the valve, solidify the ratio, we give the customer what they're expecting, and we preserve the profits for the company.
Yeah, my name is Greg Mura, H-M-U-R-A, and I'm the owner of State Street Grill, Pleasant Grove. I had complaints about my water, and there wasn't anything I can do about it. The water was foul tasting. It is what it is. People would complain.
One day we had a customer who said we better check our water. The water kind of tasted bad. and I tasted it and it did.
I certainly had issues with it, but I didn't know how to rectify or solve the problem. Obviously, with bad water, you're going to get bad drinks.
We fix water. Water is 87 to 92% of every beverage recipe. Here are 5 samples of water drawn all from the same food service vendor. You can see that they're different in volume, they're different in color, and actually they're different in taste from location to location. Issues that the municipalities have to deal with, the wells, the aquifers, the reservoirs, just a number of influences, and then they have to treat the water for our safety. Nonetheless, it all impacts the taste of the water and makes it different from location to location. We make the best tasting, most delicious water possible for the food service industry. That's how we fix water.
And the water is marvelous. I mean, I'll drink it, and before I would not.
Because we have Arctic Peak's water purification system, we saved 23% on our soda syrup. We had a gentleman just last night come in and say, I really appreciate a restaurant that doesn't water down their drinks. We don't. We're able to cut back and our drinks still taste good.
And there are people who have come up to me after ordering drinks. They would order a Diet Coke. They would say, this is the best Diet Coke I ever had. Other customers would say, this is the best Sprite I ever had. So obviously the water is better. And as a result of that, the drinks are going to be better.
We had a customer that came in and had a Diet Coke, and when I went over to the table and asked if everything was okay, his comment was, this is the best Diet Coke I've ever had.
Were you invited to the Princess Festival?
Such a beautiful day to see all these princesses.
Oh, yes. You can't miss it!
Where is that princess? We need to find her. There's so many princesses out here, it's so hard to tell.
Everything's gonna be alright.